I am so excited to do this tutorial on Friday. We've only got 2 more days. So we had some questions about the written pattern. Not yet, but it's coming. My patterns are designed to be size inclusive, which means I go based on measurements rather than stitch count. So in order to make this a reality for you, there's a few measurements that you need to take, and there's a few things to keep in mind. Trust the process. Okay, trust me, it's going to be beautiful. I'm going to actually link the Craft Yarn Council measurement guides in the description just to give you an idea about usual measurements. Now, if you're making this for yourself, your best option is to take your own measurements, and there's a few that you're going to need. You're going to need the circumference of your head. That's super easy to get. And that's because you want to make sure it goes around your head. That's how long you're going to need to make the collar. Okay, we'll go over that on Friday morning. That's the first thing we're going to do. Then you need to do shoulder to shoulder. Because this pattern is designed as a top down, it's a raglan sweater. We're not sewing anything together. We're just going to keep on going with the pieces. And the easiest way to do that on yourself is this. That gives you about the length that you're going to need to cross your back. You're going to need from the top of your shoulder to your underarm. You need your arm depth. The easiest way I found to do this is, well, of course, I've got a baggy sweater on, is that. Okay, that's your top of your shoulder to your underarm. You want to wrap it. So it needs to go from the top of your shoulder all the way to the middle of your armpit. Then you need to do your armpit clear through to your wrist. Now, when you do this, you want to keep it, don't judge me, keep your arm slightly bent, not all the way bent, but slightly bent. That'll let you know about how long you need your sleeves to be. Now, in the tutorial, I will be explaining how to adjust the length of your sleeves as needed for you. So don't worry about that. I got you. I promise I got you. And then the last one really is from your collarbone down to either your waist or your hips, how long you want your sweater to be. Now, for me, I like it to be around my hips rather than my waist because I'm larger on the hips than I am my waist. And I don't like accentuating the overly positive. Y'all feel me? Anyway, so those are the biggest measurements that you need. Your head, your shoulder to shoulder, the top of your shoulder to your underarm, your armpit to your wrist, your collarbone to your waist, and then you're going to need your bust measurement. When it comes to the fit, there are a few different options for sweaters because everybody is unique. Everybody is individual, and how you like your clothes to fit is important when it comes to how you're going to feel wearing it. So I encourage you to create your sweater this weekend using a fit that works best for you. Now, there is the classic fit, which is when you take your bust measurements, you add 2 to 4 inches, and that'll give you a wiggle room. If you want it to be snug, you go ahead and just keep it at that measurement alone. If you want more of a loose fit, you take your measurements and add between 4 to 6 inches. I like mine oversized because I like to move around and it's fun and cozy, but that means you just add 6 or more inches to your original measurements. The oversized works for me because then I don't have to worry about my hips because I add the 2 to 6 inches and then it fits the way that it's supposed to on my hips. So that's it. There we have it. I am going to post a link to the Craft Yarn Council so that you can get the measurements that you need if you want to start with basic measurements. I will say as a caveat, one thing that you really should keep in mind is the yarn that you're using. So pay attention to the gauge on it so that you know how many stitches are in how many inches so that you can kind of plan for that. Matter of fact, I will do a swatch guide video coming up very soon. So keep an eye out for that as well. I can't wait to see you on Friday. Let me know in the comments if there is any other questions that you have so that maybe I can answer them on video also before Friday, February 7th. That way we can get started, we can rock it out, and we can make some beautiful, beautiful stuff.